Barcelona's 25-26 game plan is not just ambitious, it's terrifying. The club that once seemed lost in chaos has now been reforged into a ruthless machine under the leadership of Hansi Flick. What Flick has built is not simply a strong squad, but a complete vision. A philosophy that combines Barcelona's eternal DNA with his own German precision. For Europe, it feels like a nightmare waiting to unfold. At Barcelona, winning has never just been about collecting trophies. It's about how you win, how you play, and how you communicate with your community. The players are expected to transcend football, to create joy for fans, teammates, and coaches alike. Victories at Barça must be beautiful victories. And Flick, in his quiet but relentless way, has taken that ethos and twisted it into a weapon. He didn't just steady the club, he transformed it. The resurrection of stars was the first miracle. Rafinha has rediscovered his explosive best. Lewandowski, written off as past his prime, is scoring like a man 10 years younger. Pedri and Frenkie de Jong, long burdened with expectation, now dominate midfields as fans always dreamed. Koundé is unshakable at the back. Rashford has been reborn with fire in his veins, and even Eric Garcia has found new life in Flick's system. Where others saw decline, Flick saw opportunity, and he has turned veterans into killers again. Then came the new wave of La Masia. Lamine Yamal, only 18, has exploded into superstardom under Flick's guidance, staking his claim as the best player in the world. Alejandro Balde has become a locomotive down the flank. Fermin Lopez, a tireless soldier in midfield, and Pau Cubarsí, every bit the generational defender he was promised to be. Young talents like Marc Casado and Bernal are stepping up, ready to inherit the future. Flick has built a blend of youth and experience so complete it looks like destiny, and he didn't stop there. Flick brought back Dani Olmo, who thrives as one of Europe's deadliest super subs. He pulled Wojciech Szczęsny out of the shadows and turned him into one of the continent's most reliable goalkeepers, while nurturing the prodigious Joan Garcia. He even added emerging stars like Rooney Bargi, completing a squad that feels endless in depth and frightening in quality. But Flick's greatest achievement isn't just the players, it's the bond. He has forged a family, a group of men who not only understand his philosophy, but live it. The result? A Spanish treble last season, with 174 goals scored, the most terrifying attack in Europe. And yet somehow it's even worse this year. The midfield of Pedri and Frenkie has evolved into the most dominant engine in Europe, sharpening ball circulation, tightening positioning, and suffocating opponents with control. Every piece of the system, attack, defense, and goalkeeping, has been elevated. Barcelona's football still rests on three timeless words: pressure, possession, and position. They are the three P's that Johan Cruyff instilled in the late 80s and which have remained the lifeblood of the club. Pep Guardiola perfected it, Luis Enrique intensified it, and others tried to protect it. Flick arrived as an outsider, but his vision was eerily similar. He studied the Dutch school, embraced Cruyff's philosophy, and then fused it with German ruthlessness. Under Xavi, Barcelona had become predictable and easy to read. Under Flick, they are a storm, structured but impossible to contain. On the pitch, the changes are clear. Flick uses an asymmetric 4-2-3-1, layering movements in build-up, pressing with aggression, and unleashing positional freedom for his stars. The defensive line is pushed to the edge of risk, squeezing the field so tightly that opponents are suffocated into mistakes. Off the pitch, discipline is non-negotiable. Meals together at the club, no tolerance for lateness, strict sleep tracking, and an obsession with improvement. Flick's leadership is calm but demanding, close to his players but inflexible with standards. The faith he has shown in youth is perhaps his boldest move. Yamal has been trusted, not protected, and he responded with 18 goals and 25 assists last season, scoring in every Champions League knockout game and delivering decisive strikes in Clásicos. Fermin Lopez became indispensable. Cubarsí evolved into a defensive general, and other prospects were given moments that forged them under fire. Flick doesn't just believe in youth, he weaponizes it. Tactically, Flick's Barcelona is brave to the point of vertigo. In their 4-0 destruction of Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, Los Blancos fell into the offside trap 11 times. That is Flick's philosophy in action. Football on the edge. Football that dares rivals to make one mistake and pays them back with humiliation. The attack, built around Lewandowski, Rafinha, and Yamal, is the most feared in world football. Rafinha finished last season with 34 goals and 25 assists, Lewandowski with 42, and Yamal with 18 goals and 25 assists. Together, they outscored entire squads from rival clubs, and this season, the nightmare has only grown sharper. 5 matches, 16 goals scored, and victims torn apart with ease. Marcus Rashford, once cast aside by Manchester United, has been reborn in Catalonia, scoring Champions League goals that left his old club in pain. Ferran Torres has turned into a shark, relentless and lethal, already chasing the league's top scorers. Lewandowski continues to prove he is far from finished, while Rafinha remains the tireless engine of the attack. And Yamal? He looks unstoppable, already performing with the consistency of a Ballon d'Or winner. In goal, Joan Garcia has transformed the defense's psychology. His numbers are extraordinary. A save percentage towering above Ter Stegen and Szczęsny, reflexes that produce miracle stops, and composure that makes him feel like the first midfielder in build-up. The defense, led by Cubarsí at just 17, rotates between Christensen, Araujo, and Garcia depending on the battle, but always holds the same aggressive line. Balde and Koundé provide relentless width, pushing Barça into the opponent's half and trapping them like prey. The question now is not whether Barcelona can win, but whether anyone can stop them. They already conquered Spain, sweeping La Liga, the Copa del Rey, and the Supercopa. Flick even won all 4 Clásicos in one season. The only debt left unpaid is the Champions League, but this time with Pedri and Frankie ruling midfield. Yamal tearing defenses apart, Lewandowski still firing, and a goalkeeper who defies logic, Barcelona looks inevitable. Hansi Flick at 60 has built something that feels less like a football team and more like a nightmare factory. He has fused Barcelona's eternal DNA with his own ruthless edge, resurrected veterans, weaponized youth, and enforced discipline with clarity. The result is a squad that is not only winning, but winning beautifully, terrifyingly, and relentlessly. Barcelona's 25-26 plan is clear: total domination. And if Flick keeps this machine running, the rest of Europe may already be defeated before the games even begin. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Barcelona's terrifying rise under Flick, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more football stories, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. And let us know in the comments. Do you think this Barcelona side is destined to rule Europe again? Or will another giant rise to challenge them?